OC wasn't as good as I remember, right? Wrong. It was better. So I need someone to answer a question for me. How is it I enjoy a 22-year-old show more than any show I've watched in the last 6 months? It can't just be me, right? According to what seems like everybody on the internet, TV fucking sucks these days. Don't get me wrong, we have a few bangers that sprinkle in, but how many shit shows and reboots do we need to get through before we find a decent one? I recently sat down and watched season 4 of Outer Banks. I really enjoyed season 1, and managed to get through season 2. And unfortunately for my health, I also watched season 3, so I was committed at this point. I turned it on and turned off that absolute garbage after 2 episodes. What the hell was going on? Don't these teenagers have school? Then, because the genius that I am, I had a light bulb moment. Let's make a video.
Eureka, Ryan!
But I realized in order to make a video, I'd have to watch the entire season.
I did. Damn it.
This might have been the biggest sacrifice of my life. So I turned it back on and got to episode 4. Before I gave up. That's right, I tapped out after 2 more hours. So I started to think, why is the show even on anymore? How did we even get here? We went from high school kids who got tied up in a sketchy situation to treasure hunting for Blackbeard's cursed treasure. Because they are now professionals and somehow able to purchase property.
Last and final call. Sold right here to the gentleman in red. Congratulations.
And race dirt bikes. Doing 50-foot jumps in the air. Huh? Don't believe me? Okay.
Honestly, what even is a blue crown?
Apparently, it is the most sought-out artifact in the ancient world.
What?
I don't believe I am capping on this one, Pope.
On guard, no cap.
So your dad told you all of this?
No, I don't remember any of this. I just know that it granted wishes.
Grant wishes?
What, like a genie?
How many wishes?
Hold on, it says right here, the crown was lost sometime in the 1700s, but it was rumored to be hunted down by...
Who?
Who? Jumbie.
Blackbeard.
What?
Yep. Blackbeard. So I did what I thought was best. I went deep in my collection and pulled out a fucking masterpiece. The OC, released in 2003, when shows didn't rely on over-the-top storylines to keep us entertained. For the uninitiated, the OC is about Ryan Atwood, a teenage boy who grew up on the wrong side of the tracks. He's arrested because his older brother decided to steal a car. He meets Sandy Cohen in jail while he was assigned to represent his case, and Ryan could not give an absolute fuck. But Sandy realizes Ryan is actually intelligent, with lots of potential.
Your test scores, 98th percentile in your SAT ones.
Ryan.
98th percentile. If you start going to class, are you thinking about college? Have you given any thought at all?
And no home. So he did the only thing a TV show dad could do. He decided to take him home across the tracks into the wealthy lifestyle in Orange County. Boom. A classic story of the outsider navigating the unfamiliar world of the privileged.
Welcome to the OC, bitch. And this is how it's done in Orange County.
It's simple. We didn't need 16-year-old treasure hunters. Instead, it's about a kid who struggled to fit in, but forms a bond with the Cohens and their socially awkward son Seth.
Hey.
No show would be complete without the complicated romance, so we get Marissa Cooper, the troubled girl next door.
Who are you?
Whoever you want me to be.
No way that line works.
Okay.
And we even get a second love interest for Seth, with Summer Roberts, his longtime crush that was out of his league.
She's got Tahiti written all over her.
And throughout the series, these characters navigate love, betrayal, drama, and personal struggles all set against the backdrop of the wealthy but turbulent world of Newport Beach. Shit, I want to live there. Oh, and I can't forget to mention some of the most iconic soundtracks in TV history.
Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Should shake it, should shake it up, should shake it, should shake it.
Now, if you weren't there for this, I know what you're gonna say. But this is another teen drama. Sure, but this show is the teen drama. This show put teen dramas back on the map and had every network trying to recreate this magic. Because of the OC, we got shows like Gossip Girl and One Tree Hill and countless others. But why was the OC so good? It even had a massive resurgence almost 20 years after it originally aired. Well, that's simple. There are 3 fundamental elements that the OC mastered, making the show a success. So without further ado, number 1. Authentic characters. The beauty of the OC was its relatable characters. At its core, it was a show about people you actually cared about. Sure, there were dramatic moments, but those moments mattered because the characters felt real and flawed. They weren't perfect, but their growth over time felt earned. Ryan is loyal, guarded, and deeply protective, shaped by his rough upbringing and fear of abandonment. He has a bit of a temper, with hints of aggression and a tendency to fight. But beneath his tough exterior, he has a strong moral compass, and he's constantly struggling between his Chino past and his desire to belong in Newport.
You know what I like about rich kids? Nothing. That was awesome!
Seth is witty, neurotic, and endlessly sarcastic, using humor as both a defense mechanism and a way to connect with people.
Probably got lost in the mail.
It's my friend Summer's birthday.
Summer's birthday is not till Wednesday. That's what I heard. I don't know. That was a guess.
He's intelligent, self-aware, but also selfish and insecure. He overanalyzes everything.
Black turtleneck in August tipped her off. Okay, I was going for stealth and also it's slimming.
Avoids confrontation and struggles with his need for validation and acceptance. And the list keeps going to the supporting cast.
Honey, did you get my froyo?
No, I forgot.
The show didn't rely on excessive twists or gratuitous scenes of sex and drugs to keep you hooked. Instead, it focused on strong development and the emotional depth of its characters. Sure, there were sex and drugs, but they were never the focal point. They were just part of the story, not the story. The best counterexample I could think of is Euphoria. It's packed with intense drug use and graphic sex scenes, and extreme violence in almost every episode. And don't get me wrong, I like Euphoria. Well, I like season 1 of Euphoria. It was unique, and the characters were compelling. But by season 2, I found myself constantly thinking, what the hell is going on? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old, but I don't remember high school being anything like this. And before anyone comes at me, let me just say I went to school in a wealthy suburb of LA, where party, sex, and drugs were everywhere. But Euphoria, what? Season 2 of Euphoria was just extra, and not in the fun way. The plotlines started to feel like they were going in circles with no real direction. Aesthetically, it looked incredible, but like, what the hell is happening? It's as if every plot point has amnesia, forgetting what just happened or what consequences it had. It feels like it doesn't even care about the long-term effects on the characters, and this ties to my next point. The writing had depth. The OC balanced humor, drama, and emotion perfectly. It wasn't just about rich kids partying.
So, what do you think of Newport?
I think I could get in less trouble where I'm from.
Cool. It's your turn to deal.
You have no idea.
It explored family, the difference in class struggles, mental health, and identity in a meaningful way. Today's show sometimes tried way too hard to be edgy and lose the heart that makes audiences invest long term. Yes, there was drama, but the show also had hilarious, lighthearted moments that made it enjoyable. Shows today take themselves way too seriously. Everything is either too dark or too cringy, and I love dark shit, but make it make sense. In the OC, Marissa has a downward spiral due to her drinking and pill use that were rooted in her trauma. The show gradually built her struggles with her family instead of making them extreme right away. And her addiction has real consequences. Her overdose in Mexico, losing Ryan, getting expelled, and alienating her friends. It was heartbreaking, but it felt realistic, not constant shock for the sake of drama. Rue, on the other hand, is portrayed in an ultra-intense, raw way, and the show does the reality of addiction very well. Rue does terrible things. She steals, she hurts people, yet the show rarely focuses on any emotional fallout. Even worse, there are no stakes. Rue continues to do her drugs and gets herself into some bad situations. She owes money, her life is threatened, she's gonna die if she doesn't get a rehab. And somehow nothing happens. It just goes away. Her problems simply disappear. In what world do problems just disappear? Please, someone tell me so I could go there. The show simply just moves on with no repercussions and keeps escalating her addiction rather than giving her real moments of growth.
I'm fucking serious. I'm so fucking serious. If you don't open this door right now, I swear to God, I will hate you till the day I fucking die.
Marissa, on the other hand, has a tragic arc, but it's layered. She has highs and lows, and grows from her mistakes. And boy, does she have a lot of them because she's a fucking teenager. It makes sense. And we see these things affect everyone around her. What's the rule? For every action, there's a opposite reaction or something? Yeah, close enough. Fuck off. Can we also take a moment to point out this show was on Fox in 2003? Do you know what else was popping on Fox in 2003? They had two shows in the top 20, American Idol and My Big Fat Obnoxious Fiancé, which was canceled. Man, they were really crushing it back then. Today we got 911 Lone Star. That was canceled. Shit. Nice job, Fox. I can only imagine how good this show could have been if it was on a network that didn't live and die by the same rules. Okay, now back to point number 3. The show wasn't trying to be woke or edgy. The OC tackled social issues naturally, showing class struggles, alcoholism, mental health without forcing it or feeling preachy. Modern shows tend to force-feed dialogue that sounds more like Twitter debates than real conversations.
Drunk or disappearing dad, and now I'm not just known, I'm influential. It takes a lot of work to matter like that, to become something. And I can't have that taken away from me.
Pip's taking care of some unplanned parenthood after getting knocked up by Tyler Matheson.
Gossip Girl would never shame anyone for exercising their right to choose.
It feels insincere. It's ingenuine. Pushing a topic down my throat makes a topic unrelatable and disturbing. Look, I don't watch TV to be reminded about the world's current social issues, but I do understand that social issues would exist in a fictional world. Just make it make sense. In season 2, Ryan's brother Trey is released from prison and comes to live with the Coens. He has nowhere else to go. He struggles to get his life back on track, but as an ex-con, he faces major challenges. This is explored through character-driven storytelling, where we see growing tensions between him and even his own brother, who doesn't fully trust him.
Trey. You know what? Makes no difference what I tell you, because you're only gonna believe the worst about me, no matter what I do. Hey, you blame me? Guess I don't. So why don't I do us both a favor and just take off? Fine! Oh, and I bought it as a gift for you. Thank you for helping me out. And before you go calling the cops on me, here's the receipt.
That's pretty messed up. This highlights the first social issue, the difficulty of reintegration for ex-prisoners. Trey eventually gets a place of his own, but finds himself unable to afford rent, which leads him to make a desperate decision when a drug dealer offers him a way to make quick money. They must have different dealers in Newport. This leads him down a dangerous path of drugs and alcohol, falling back into his old destructive habits, addressing the second social issue of addiction. Later, when Ryan is away, Marissa decides to spend time with Trey. After a night of drinking and drugs, Trey makes a horrific lapse in judgment and attacks Marissa.
I'm not good enough?
No, look, I don't mean it like that, okay? Just
come on.
Leaving her deeply traumatized and unable to trust those closest to her. This is the third social issue, focusing on the effects of abuse. And the story continues to unfold, with each layer revealing more complex struggles. Is it dramatic as hell? Yes. But it makes sense, it's genuine, and it leads to this iconic scene.
Oh my god, stop it, you're killing it! Trey, get off of it, please! Please stop it! You're killing him! Stop it! You're gonna kill him!
What you say? That you only meant well, 'cause you did.
The OC has its flaws, plenty of them. No show is perfect. Well, except for the Avatar: The Last Airbender, that show was perfect.
What is that thing?
This is Appa, my flying bison.
Right, and this is Katara, my flying sister.
But seriously, like, why wouldn't Ryan just stop the car?
Okay, pull over!
Where?
Anywhere, Ryan. You're on a road. The whole saga with the return of Ryan's dad made no sense. And literally anything with Marissa's little sister. But if there's one thing that matters in a show, it's consistency. And the OC delivered. Sure, we had characters come and go faster than Seth runs to Ryan
I was
for
like
advice.
a fish flopping around on dry land. Ryan, I was Nemo, and I just wanted to go home.
But at least their departures had actual consequences. When Lindsay left, it wasn't just another love interest. It was a major blow to Ryan's arc. Here's a guy with abandonment issues, and once again, he's losing someone he cares about. That's a big deal. Lindsay wasn't just a girlfriend, she was an outsider like him. Someone who made him feel like he wasn't alone, not fitting in. Her leaving reinforced his fear that no matter how hard he tries, he will never fully belong in Newport. And just like that, he slipped back into old patterns. Because sometimes, no matter how much you try to move forward, your past pulls you right back in. That's real. That's relatable. When Johnny died, I started cheering. No, seriously, fuck that guy.
Dude, you are the last person I want to see right now.
Okay, alright, let's get you down from there. We can talk about it later, okay?
Right, so you can save me one more time for Marissa. Hey, Marissa! Marissa!
But his death wasn't just about getting rid of an annoying character. It was a defining moment for Marissa. She has a savior complex. And we see this pattern over and over. You remember Oliver? It's what makes her so tragic yet endearing. But Johnny's death was different. This time she had to face the consequences of her self-destructive tendencies. She wasn't just trying to save someone, she was losing herself in the process.
You're glad he's gone, aren't you?
I'm not even gonna answer that.
And when he was gone, she was left isolated, broken, and completely alone, pushing her further down a path of emotional instability. This is why the OC worked. It didn't just throw in random drama for the sake of shock. Every choice, every exit, every moment had weight. But nowadays we get this.
Let's get down to business. My interest is Blackbeard's treasure.
2 words. Blowing up.
Do you look like that?
Like what?
Like a country music star.
In a good way or a bad way?
Bitch, you better
Please,
be
Hollywood, make it make sense. You would think with 3 years between projects, you'd actually come up with some good writing. Instead, your shows are dull and predictable. Instead of challenging the audience, you assume we need everything spelled out. The lack of trust in viewers is evident in your constant over-explaining. Nothing feels truly shocking when predictable twists play out exactly as expected. Yeah, whatever, I'm over it. Let's finish this video with a few moments of the best scenes from the OC.
If you stay, if we spend the night, I don't know that I could leave.
Well, then don't.
Yeah, you go back to school in the fall and I'll just what? Hang around here. Hiding like some ghost. The cops find me and I have to disappear again. We're from different worlds.
That's not true.
I'm not like you. Go. Please.
That guy doesn't know you. He doesn't care about who you really are. In fact, he has no idea that every day of 3rd grade you shared your lunch with that little skinny squirrel who kept getting his nuts stolen by that fat squirrel.
I hated that mean squirrel.
And none of those guys were there when you had to read your poem aloud in class and your hand was shaking because you were nervous and you cared what the other kids thought.
Poem? What poem?
I wish I was a mermaid.
You remember that?
I really don't trust people. But I trust you. And I want to make this work, no matter what. And if we ever get down from here, maybe we can talk about it.
Oh, well, who knows when that'll be.
Please don't say that.
Look, maybe you just need something to take your mind off it.
Oh, 50 feet in the air, how do you expect me to possibly?
All this didn't happen thanks to Caleb's generosity.
Oh, God. No.
What's happening here?
I like Seth Cohen.
You what now?
Nothing. I wasn't talking to you. But if you tell anyone what you heard here, I'll kill you.
It's all these other guys, but you won't kiss me? Acknowledge me now or lose me forever.
Wait, you're dating this emo geek?
Yes, Brad, she's dating this emo geek.
Why are you doing this?
Yes, Summer, I like you this much. And if you don't feel the same way about me, then someone's gonna have to give me a hand down because it's really high up here and I could fall and that would be embarrassing. More embarrassing.
She greets me every morning. With the most of a glare of all the sun, it's hardly there. On the open side, it's always busted on the bread you need.
I can't believe this.
It's all over but the big public makeout session.
Cohen? Cohen!
Help! Someone! Anyone?
Cohen?
Someone?
Oh my...
What are you doing here?
What do you think, Cohen?
Someday you will find me company in the landslide in a champagne supernova, a champagne supernova. Girl is in the middle of something.
I wish you didn't have to.
But she doesn't really
too.
understand. Maybe I'm a girl, and maybe you're the only man who could ever help me.
I love you.
Baby, won't you help me understand? Maybe I'm amazed at the way you're with me all the time.
The
see. But right now, everything you want is wrong, and right now, all your dreams are waking up.